Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you?
Sisters call you Oginix.
Wow.
May I call you Oginica?
I will never tell you a secret, ever.
What secret? Is it not your name?
You got it wrong. They call me Ginix.
Ginix.
Good morning, Tundu.
Good morning.
You look lovely. How are you?
So do you. I'm great, thank you.
Good morning, Rufai.
Oginix. Jenny from the blocks.
Okay.
Oginix.
Okay.
I'm still Jenny from the
I
blocks.
hope you're doing well. Good
Doing all
morning,
right,
Rufai.
Oji. Seeing you
Great.
always makes me do all right and well.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, White House Principal Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has made history as the first black woman in 30 years to host a daily White House press briefing. In the United Kingdom, from ancient sculptures to contemporary photographs, objects spanning 5,000 years of Iranian art, culture and design go on display at London's Victoria and Albert Museum this week. It is the first major exhibition in Britain in 90 years. In Ecuador, genetic tests have confirmed that a giant tortoise found on the Galapagos Island is part of the Calanoidis fantasticus species, which scientists thought had died out more than a century ago. The tortoise, which was found in 2019, is said to be more than 100 years old. In China, Zhang Yiming, 38-year-old billionaire and co-founder of video-sharing social networking service TikTok, announced his retirement to spend more time reading and daydreaming. The Chinese billionaire has a net worth of about $44 billion. In South Africa, photos of Nigerians protesting at the Consulate General of Nigeria against what they call illegal fees imposed on the issuance of international passports has made the rounds. In Nigeria, congratulatory messages have been pouring in for Ugochi Daniels following her appointment as Deputy Director General of Operations at the International Organization for Migration. Under sports, the commercial hub of Nigeria, Lagos, has been named the host city for the 22nd edition of the African Senior Athletics Championships, scheduled to hold from June 23rd through the 27th. Finally, under entertainment, photos of award-winning pop singer Ariana Grande's intimate wedding with her husband, Dalton Gomez, has set Twitter abuzz. And it's a double celebration for Nigerian-American actress and comedian Yvonne Orji, who's launched her new book, Bamboozled by Jesus, and was offered to be a guest host on The Ellen Show.
They should be proud of you because you're doing it great. You just got your first Emmy nomination for Insecure. You're great on Insecure. And I really mean it. I think you should, next year, I'd like you to guest host for me on try it out, see how it feels.
I will be so honored.
All right.
Yes, done.
All right.
Well, congratulations to our Yvonne Orji. She was on the show recently, correct?
She's great.
All right. Well, let's begin what's trending in Nigeria. Garba Shehu, media aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, was trending on social media on Wednesday after appearing on our nightly news program Newsnight, where he defended the president's absence at the funeral of the late Chief of Army Staff, Ibrahim Attahiru, and 10 other military officers who died in a plane crash last Friday. The spokesman, when asked why the president did not attend the funeral, said, because the president does not like the idea of roadblocks and security men molesting people on the road. Let's take a listen.
Why was the president not at the burial of the Chief of Army Staff? Just a very quick answer so that we can let you go.
Well, I was in Europe myself on assignment. I have not spoken to the president on this. But let me give you just one example. The president is somebody who is so concerned about the safety and well-being of ordinary Nigerians on the streets. Do you know why he now prays his Jumu'at in the State House? He doesn't go to the National Mosque because he doesn't like this idea of closing roads, security men molesting people, innocent people on the roads for the president to have the right of way. These are small things for many people, but they're important for President Muhammadu Buhari. So it's a mourning situation, and the president didn't want to take away attention from that.
He has confirmed that the president does know that people are molested on the road, and instead of instead of doing something about it, this is what he uses as an excuse.
Yes, how considerate of him. Dr. Abati.
You guys don't want to put me on the spot,
Yes.
right? Ifeni tried it yesterday, but let me just make some comments. Look, I have this opinion, which is that it's not everything that a spokesperson responds to. Oftentimes, as a spokesperson, if you have to respond to everything, then there will be slips here and there. Garba Shehu in that video was quoted as having said, the president doesn't like people to be molested on the road. No, presidential movement does not result in the molestation of people, and certainly, not in any part of the country. What is done, the protocol, is that if the president is going somewhere, either within the Federal Capital Territory or anywhere, the road will be shut down, right? There will be no movement during that period when the president is moving. So that particular route that he is taking will have been closed to traffic, right? And the moment he passes a particular point, the road is opened again. So there is even no need to molest anybody. So that must be, some kind of a slip of tongue in that regard from Garba Shehu. Second, I don't think that Nigerians will be convinced that the reason the president did not attend that funeral was because he didn't want to hold traffic. Between the villa and the National Mosque and the cemetery, it's a very short distance. It will be movement that will be very swift, and quickly the road will be opened up again. So that in itself cannot be an excuse. Third point, Garba Shehu said that he had not spoken to the president. He himself was in Europe, okay? So he may not be fully apprised of the situation. So what he was expressing there was a personal opinion. But the thing about the job is that even when you are expressing a personal opinion, the public will just conclude that you are speaking for the president. And that's why, in doing this job, oftentimes you have to make sure you have to be in constant touch with your principal so that you don't mislead the public in terms of what opinions you have expressed. I give you a personal experience. When I was spokesperson to President Jonathan, some people will come to me and they will say, the president, this is the position of the president on this particular matter. But I will try to double check with him. And on many occasions, he will say, well, do you speak for that person? Because I don't remember sending anybody to you. So you have to constantly check with your principal so that, okay, even if the public reacts, you know that you have the backing of your principal in the particular matter. But beyond all of those protocol issues, administrative issues, I think the big point that Nigerians are talking about is that they expect the president to show empathy, at all times, to identify with the people. And that's the big takeaway in this regard. And also, signaling, symbolism is very important. Whether it is the funeral of, military officers or it is any other thing. Part of the job of government is to give people hope, is to manage the optics, to give the impression that, look, the man that they have voted for, their leader, feels for them, identifies with them, and at critical moments, no matter what the difficulties may be, he will show up for them. And that's why in the reactions that I've seen on social media, people have been going to the past. Oh, when this happened, President Obasanjo showed up. When that happened, President Jonathan showed up.
Natural.
It's all about signaling. It's all about giving the people hope. It's all about identifying with them. That's a big takeaway. The explanations. Garba Shehu may miss the point, but can we have more empathy? Can we have more identification? Can we have the president taking charge? Some people are even saying they don't want to hear from spokespersons. They are tired of spokespersons. They want to hear directly from the president. And I hope that the president would, take advantage of that going forward, as he has the remaining months during which he should consolidate his legacy. That's my free advice. I will not send them an invoice.
Very good, very well said. We'll take another story. Following an explosion that rocked Ebonyi State on Tuesday, leading to the death of a police officer, the spokesperson for the police in the state, Loveth Odah, in a video now circulating online, told reporters that the incident was that of accidental discharge while dispelling rumors of an attempted suicide bombing. She said the police officer accidentally discharged a hand grenade, popularly known as tear gas, which caused the explosion. Let's take a listen.
There's no suicide bombing in Ebonyi or bomb explosion in Ebonyi. Actually, today, regrettably, a mobile police inspector, E.D. Aminu, a personnel of Moputetitu Abakaleke attached to Afikpo on special duty, while handling his hand grenade, which he hooked on his belt. According to them, his own elbow hit the hand grenade forcefully, and the thing exploded and killed him. Considering the security situation of the country, whosoever that posted that video has actually caused trouble. He has misled the reading public a lot. Please let this news go very wide. Hand grenade is actually popularly known as tear gas. He hung it on his belt, and in the process, his hand hit on it forcefully from the top, and the thing exploded.
Rufai, this is the police PRO. I have that question for you. Is hand grenade popularly known as tear gas?
I'm shocked too, because tear gas are in canisters. So how is hand grenade? I mean, known as tear grenade is something entirely different too. Tear gas are always in canisters that I know of. And that's why you say you have a tear gas canister. And you have a particular barrel at which you shoot a tear gas canister. That's why this, there are many things you don't know in this country. Like Donald Rumsfeld said, there are some things unknown, and some things we'll never know. One thing I can tell you for free, we'll never know what happened in Ebonyi State. But based on what the police did say, if it's a gas and it's put in a canister and it's suspended under pressure, it can actually explode. I mean, I'll go back to physics now. There's something called Avogadro's law that says equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contains the same number of molecules. And definitely, if you have that, and gases that contain the same number of molecules and are heightened at a period of time, then there can actually be an explosive energy on them, and it can explode, actually. So if it's a tear gas canister. But this hand grenade that all of a sudden explodes, is grenade not the one you have to pull out the buckle and throw?
I'm so confused.
That's what a grenade is, isn't it? So this one that you're saying hand grenade, I mean, I don't get it. The analogy by the police officer looks very iffy to me. If it's a tear gas canister, yes, it can explode, and it has to be subjected to a lot of pressure for it to explode.
I'm not sure if you saw that video of the man that, went viral.
Yeah,
it was definitely an explosion, and it was not caused by a tear gas
So
canister.
if it's an explosion, then definitely it's a hand grenade, because the grenade actually explodes.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take another story. The senator representing Lagos Central, Oluremi Tinubu, was seen in a video now circulating online, engaging in an altercation on Wednesday at the Southwest Zonal Public Hearing of the Senate Constitution Review. In the video, the senator appeared to have called a woman a thug. Let's take a look.
Are you madam? Yes, madam. You don't want toxic. I'm not a talker, please. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon, madam. You're my representative. I said, I'm not being respectful. Madam, please. I'm not being respectful. How can you call me a dog? How can you call me a dog? He's a public hearing. He's a public hearing. You cannot call me a dog. That's very wrong.
Chandra, I was shocked when I saw this video. Over to you for your analysis.
Have you ever suffered from secondhand embarrassment? When you're mortified by somebody else's action, just watching it. That's what I feel watching that video. It's completely unnecessary. The last time Senator Tinubu called somebody a thug, it was Dino Malaye, and I was one of those who leapt to her defense. You know what I'm like. Because of his reaction, which I felt he threatened to beat her. It was really ugly. But this time around, this is indefensible. It's unfortunate that this had to happen. And I also have a query for the organizers of the event, because what has been reported was that there was a registration process that was stopped prematurely because some people could not get access to the venue, and they were trying to access the venue through a back door because they saw some lawmakers being allowed in through that door. Now, should they have been trying to force their way in or insisting on their rights in that manner? Maybe not, but they do have the right to be there. If they're interested in this conversation, this national conversation, they should not be excluded. So this for me is extremely unfortunate. This is regrettable. It shouldn't have happened.
Very embarrassing. Dr. Bati.
Okay, well, a number of points. I'll try to be very quick. The first is that Senator Oluremi Tinubu I mean, he's the leader of the process of the 2-day public hearing in the Southwest. And that was held in Lagos. Now, yesterday and today, it continues today. As the leader of that process, I think what she got herself involved in yesterday is not good for our brand. And I say that it's not good for our brand, you know, for the benefit of our PR managers, our media advisors. Earlier on, I had made a point referring to that particular incident that this is a woman who has led many progressive bills, sponsored progressive bills. She has succeeded in some.
Correct.
You know, she didn't succeed in some. The NIPOS bill, amendment bill, the Police Act amendment bill. She also led something on sexual harassment of students of tertiary institutions that passed. She was also a co-sponsor of the special status for Lagos bill, you know, and all of that. I mean, I can go on and on. But unfortunately, she's not known for that. That's not what our managers are selling. What she's leaving behind, and she has to be careful about that, is this reputation for aggression, for conflict, for, you know, disagreement, particularly with her colleagues. You refer to the Dino Melaye case in July, that was in July 2016. In fact, Dino Melaye was so incensed that he said he would rape her and impregnate her.
Oh, goodness me.
Yes, you know, that was what Dino Melaye said, because then the famous encounter with Senator Smart Adeyemi, the recent one, in which she was accusing Senator Smart Adeyemi of being a mole in the Senate. Now, there was also another case with one senator, I think Ibrahim Rufai, you know, when it was said that she threatened to slap the man on the floor of the Senate. And then there is also the case with Elisha Abu, the sex toy senator. You know the sex toy senator, of course.
We know the sex
yes,
toy senator.
You know. In that case, she was threatening to suspend the sex toy senator from the assembly. That is what goes out. Yeah. And I don't think that, you know, it's good for our brand. Yeah. However, what happened yesterday, two things I took away from the video. When she was saying, you must be respectful. You must be respectful. And people were saying, Madam, don't follow her. The conflict almost degenerated into physical combat. Yes. But yesterday she met her match. Because that lady, Arin Oloko, that's her name. She's a politician, she's an educationist, she has a solid pedigree, and she stood up to her. Now, that embarrassment could have been avoided. Third point, this is a public hearing. Everybody should have open access. The access should not be restricted to interested parties or the elites. What the Senate wants to hear is the opinion of the people. Yes. They want to get their input. Correct. So the people should be allowed to be part of it, even if they are not going to make a contribution, even if it is just to sit down there and listen. So I think that there's failure in terms of planning. When you are planning an event, you look at what the objective is. Perhaps the choice of the venue was the problem. Maybe they should have chosen a bigger space where nobody will feel discouraged to be there or will be shut out of it. And you could see the people, they said they must be part of it. Finally, you know, this is also not good for the image of the Senate. It's also not good for the idea of the constitutional amendment. I like that point. And I hope that people will review the process in Lagos and elsewhere, will not turn around and say that what was supposed to be a democratic, open, participatory process resulted in a situation whereby people were alienated and shut out. It's a big minus. And it's unfortunate that he is the leader of the process in the Southwest that is at the center of it. She owes Mrs. Arin Oloko an apology. Correct. They both live in Ikoyi. I hope she will walk across to her house and apologize, and they will make up.
Very well said. Rufai, your quick analysis on the story so we could take our final story.
Oh, yeah, Oji, I mean, isn't it surprising? Now they're calling us thugs because we want to speak about our nation and share our ideas as regards how our nation can move forward. Now they're calling us thugs. Anyway, that's what they feel about us anyway. Aren't we thugs? We're thugs.
Another thug.
No, I'm a thug. I'm proud to be a thug. They can call me a thug all they want because we want to add our voices to this nation. Because we want to speak against the politicians that have looted this nation and have turned the country around, upside down to the level it is today, and part of our national rights, and somebody calls you a thug. Anyway, I'm not surprised. That's the way politicians feel about citizens in this country. And I'll say it pervasively, and I'm not making a fallacy of hasty generalization. They don't care about us. Something happened in 2010 in the UK. Gordon Brown was said to have done something just like this. He called the woman bigoted because the woman shared opposing views. Once the story broke, Gordon Brown called the woman, Duffy, that's her name, called her up and apologized to her. Our dear senator was insisting yesterday, I'm not going to apologize.
Well,
so, we are beneath them. We are beneath them. So we are thugs to them. And when a politician calls somebody a thug in this country, you wonder, aren't Nigerian politicians the Genghis Khans of thuggery in this country?
Genghis Khan. All right, Rufai. We'll take our final
Tinubu
story.
Seems to like that phrase, thug and dog. That was what she called Dino Melaye.
Yes. We'll take our final story. A video of a young boy, reported to be a student of the Africa Church Grammar School in Lagos State, covered in bruises, is now making the rounds on social media. According to reports, a teacher allegedly brutalized the young boy for keeping his hair bushy against the school's rules. This video has caused outrage as many Nigerians are demanding justice for the student and for the teacher to be fired. I am among the Nigerians calling for justice. I mean, this is horrific what happened to this young boy. I mean, it could have been worse. You know, I had told you a story about how I pulled my son out of a school because the principal had threatened to use razor blade on his hair. I mean, I don't understand the teaching here. What's really going on, Tundu?
Well, I'm not in favor of trendy hairstyles in a school. When you wear a school uniform, you conform. Yeah. Same as when you wear a military uniform, you cannot have cool hairstyles.
Correct.
And if that's what the school wants, the school has the right to do that. But for me, it's sending the child home not an option. How dare that teacher attack the pupil in this fashion? This is assault. And frankly, this person should be charged. You can always just send the child home, go and, regularize your appearance and come back to school. For me, when you take out your anger and your aggression on a pupil like this, that person should actually lose their job and they should be charged.
I think that the teacher should be charged. This is horrific what happened to this young boy. Dr. Abati, I thought I should
let's
call
out the school.
Yes.
The school involved is African Church Grammar School. That school is in the Fakojai, in the Agege part of Lagos. But there are two issues here. One is three, in fact. One is about rules, as Tundu has pointed out. Schools have rules about haircut, about the kind of shoes you can wear to the school, about even the hairdo of girls. And, you are duty-bound to obey that. Now, if you violate school rules, should there be corporal punishment? This is what it's called. Now, when we were growing up, there was this famous phrase, spare the rod and spoil the child. And our parents, the PTA in our time, they encouraged teachers, because they were in local parentage, to beat us. One of my very notorious teachers in primary school, he had two kids. There was Mr. White and Mr. Brown. And you will be asked to choose. Oh. If you made a mistake. And by the time the man was through with you, you will know that you have been disciplined. They called it discipline. And then there was this one, they will ask you to bring your knuckle, and they will use a ruler at the back of your hand. Our own parents did not complain. They thought the teacher was trying to train you. But it has since changed. What bruises did you sustain, though? Who worried about your bruises?
Wow.
Look, some parents used to bring their children to school to be beaten by the teachers.
Tough love.
But that has changed.
It's unacceptable.
The times are different. I mean, Nigeria is a signatory to the Global Partnership against violence against children. There is the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So these days, parents talk about the rights of the child, about the human rights. And, there is PTAs, Parents Teachers Associations, frown upon brutalization of their words. They think that the better approach is to advise the child, to educate the child. However, the big problem is that the Nigerian system, in terms of education, has not outlawed corporal punishment in schools. I think it's important for us to come up with very specific declaration that no school should engage in corporal punishment. Now, I've seen cases of some parents who, faced with this kind of situation, we go to the school and beat up the teacher.
I read about it.
It has happened.
It's unacceptable.
So you don't want that kind of chaotic system.
My child.
That's why there must be
You're not allowed. Correct. Well, thank you guys for what. This is all I have for you guys on What's Trending today.
Well, thank you very much, Gen X. Jenix,
My sisters are going to laugh today.
Thank you very much.